Welcome everybody to the United Drivers League. We are live here at the United States Grand Prix. My name is Pecan36. I will be your play-by-play commentator. Give me just a second. But yes, we are live here at the United States Grand Prix. I'm very excited to be doing this race today. This is one of my favorite tracks on the whole entire calendars. This is a very great track, a very technical track as well. A lot of famous corners here as ever. Everybody knows the final chicane on this track with the famous Senna and Alain Prost, where they had their moment here. This race has been done twice here in the league. The Japanese Grand Prix. Thanks, Sevopai, for reminding me that this is not the United States Grand Prix. But yes, in Season 1, this was where Snepperpig got the win. This was also the place where we had the first team to score a 1-2 finish in the league's history, as Snapperpig finished first and the real space hero of the Red Bull team were the first ever ones to do a 1-2, followed by Sinister Owl finishing in third. And then in Season 2, this was the track that brought me the biggest heartbreak of my racing career, as I was in the lead for 21 of the 22 laps of this race. Then on lap 23, I had a internet connection issue, and it lagged me out of the race while I was in the lead, and that allowed Honos would end up taking the win, followed by Pig in second and Dreamzy in third. Now the drivers are out here on the track, and we already have Drew Yu picking up a 5-place grid penalty for contact with Snepperpig. Don't know what happened there. We're going to go to Gunbuck here, who will be the first one to cross the line. But Pig right now, he has a pretty big lead here in the championship standings, as well as currently right now he has a 62-point lead over the Alfa Romeo driver of Dreamzy, as he has 258 points. He needs at least a third place finish or higher with the fastest lap and a DNF from Dreamzy for a chance to win the championship in this race if he wants to clinch it. Follow around with Gunbuck here, as he will be the first one around on the track. But yeah, Pig was the one who needs to have a Dreamzy DNF and a third place or better to win this race. But last week's race at the Singapore GP, that was quite a race that we had, where KD 1997 was able to get the win thanks to the lockup between a lot of the guys. And as they all kind of got stuck in the Drew U train, as everyone likes to call it, at the that allowed KD 1997 to get away, as he was on the alternate strategy. As I got a big rig, picked up his third podium of the year, finished in second, and KD's teammate Chris Oriole Alex was able to finish in third. But here comes Gunbuck around. He hasn't had a lap in validation quite yet. We've been following him around almost the whole entire lap. Gunbuck is going into today's race with a 5-place grid penalty, so we will see how much that affects him, as he sets a 126.6. Going to find out that's Easy Hurricane coming around. What time does he set? He sets a 127. Breezy goes into the pits. We got a Haas coming up. Oh no, he's going into the pits as well. I believe that's Dreamsy about to come around. He sets a 127.2 and Public sets a 126.4. Currently good enough for provisional pole. Karab just came around. He sets a 126.7. As Birdman comes around, he sets a 127.4. I believe that's Hellmade. Yeah, he just sets a 128.2. Young Vicho coming around, he sets a 127.5. I believe that's Crudity coming around, he sets a 129.0. As we got a new driver here today, the Ickle Bickle, he sets a 1.2. But yes, we have 3 drivers in this race who are going to be reserving. T&E Hawk, who is formerly known as Dilgap, he sets a 126.6 as he missed last week's race. Sinister Al is back today as he's going to try and show his stuff to add some value to his draft stock as he wants to be drafted next year. He sets a 126.9. I believe that's Gunbuck about to come around, but he's probably going into the pits. But here's the current points leader. But yeah, we got Crudity and Ickle Bickle and Sinister Owl trying to add to their draft value for the season. But Snipper Pig just now getting started. So is the Williams and Drew U there. Gonna try and find, I believe that's Dilsack, but as he's going into the pits, trying to find out who all is out there on a lap right now. As most of the drivers that do have a lap out there, as they are possibly going back to the pits. But yeah, Pig is out there, the current points leader, one of the best qualifying drivers of this series by far. This out real quick, but we're gonna follow around with Pig here. Just give me just a second. Alrighty, I am back. Oh, as Drew U, did he retire? Did Drew U retire? I think Drew U might have possibly had a wreck. I have missed that. But it looks like Drew U is out of the session as he will more than likely be starting in a very familiar spot with Drew U as he will be starting from the back. But here comes Pig. Everybody knows how fast he is. He is one of the greatest qualifiers in this league. Let's see what he can do as they're talking that he can get a 125. He sets a 126.2. Good enough for provisional pole. Let's not forget that he has gotten pole here in the last two races here at Japan as he has put it on the pole twice. We got Big Rig coming around after finishing in P2 in last week's race, as he will want to try and get a good lap time on the board. Go find Breezy here as he's currently going through the S's, but we're going to go up to KD 1987 here, the race winner at the Singapore Grand Prix, getting his first win of the year and his second ever career win since the Russian GP, but that was the second career win of his. So we should see how this will go for him. Let's see what KD 1997 can do. He did say that this wasn't one of his best tracks. Let's see what he can do here. What time can KD 1997 do? He sets a 126.7. Good enough for P6 right now. Bunch of drivers are out there on the track on their outlaps. We're going to go back to Breezy here as I believe. Oh, but his time is invalidated. So this time will not count as he will probably more than likely head back to the pits. Going to try and find Big Rig here as he will be the next to cross the line with a lap. I believe that's Bossman. No, that is Dilsack behind him. And Big Rig also right at the final chicane invalidates his lap. So that will not be good for Big Rig, as both of the racing points have not gotten a time on the board. Go to Karab here. He's about to start his out lap, as I believe that's another Renault Yeah, that's Hellmade, and I believe that's Speed King. As Speed King goes around, he sets a 126.7, so good enough for P6 right now. It is really, really close between everybody. As we have a Williams Gunbuck, as we all know, he has the 5-place grid penalty. As Kill the Birdman coming around as he's going to get his lap started. I believe that's Crudity also coming around to get his lap started as well. Try and find somebody, as we have many drivers currently out there on their flyers. I believe that's Publix. We did see Bossman just come around. He sets a 127.1. But let's see what Publix can do. He is down on his time. That's not what you want to see from the AlphaTauri. But currently, right now, they are looking pretty well as they are both 1 and 2 on the board. Currently have the front row locked out as he will go into the pits. As Dilsack is coming around, he is 6/10 on his time, good enough to at least get him up to P14, as that is going to be the case as he gets himself up to P14. That's Dreamzy I see coming around. What does he do? He sets a 126.4. Wow, what a very impressive time from Dreamzy there. I believe that's Karab coming around as he does not improve on his time. Go find the Red Bull there of Speed King, but he's coming into the pits. I believe that's Hawk coming around. He improves on his time as he puts himself up to provisional pole with a 126.1. So good job from Tianyin Hawk, formerly known as Dilligaf. And look at the Ickle Bickle in his first race. So far, currently has himself up to P3. So great so far, a great qualifying showing for the McLaren driver of Ickle Bickle, who wants to leave a mark today on the guys to see if they can draft him for next year. Bossman coming around, but he's currently down on his time as his time was invalidated. Hurricane comes into pits as Snepperpig currently is out there. I believe that's Crudity about to come around, but his lap time is invalidated as he's going to go out for another lap. The racing points are back out there. That is Big Rig getting started on his flyer. So Big Rig and Breezy, the only ones to not have a time on the board. As that is Dilsack coming around. But we are live here at the Japanese GP, folks. It's going to be a very exciting race. This is my favorite track on the whole entire calendar. That is Breezy coming around to get started on his flyer. But we are going to go back here to Snepperpig as he's currently a 10th up on his time. That will be good enough for pole. See what he can do. Going to follow him around through Spoon. As we all know, the Japanese GP is the only track on the F1 calendar with a figure 8 type of configuration. Let's see what Crudity does. I'm going to see he does not improve on his time. Or that maybe KD 1997 as Snepperpig gets a really great run coming out of the final chicane. What does he do? He does get up into the 125s with a 125.8. So a great time there from Snepperpig as that has currently put him back out there on pole. Crudity is coming around. He's currently up on his time, but still at that very low spot. Let's see what Big Ray can do. I just missed him, but he just sets a 126.8, good enough for P11. We're going to go down to Breezy here. He is the only one left that does not have a time on the board, and his lap time is invalidated. His lap time is invalidated, so Breezy is going to have to come back into the pits to get a new set of tires on his car. But it is not looking good for the Racing Point driver right now as he needs to get back out there to at least get a time on the board, or he will be starting second to last with Drew Yu taking over the final spot. But lots of drivers right now currently out there on track. It is a busy track, folks, as we got Gunbuck coming around to get started on his flyer. As we know with Gunbuck, as he finished in last week's race. as Gunbuck finished in P10 in last week's races. He will be trying to improve. See where Easy Hurricane is as he's coming around. I believe that's Pig in front of him as he will be going into the pits. Yeah, Pig currently going back into the pits. He'll probably be coming back out with at least 2 minutes to spare to try to improve that time some more, to make sure that no one can take that time away from him. Career does improve on his time, currently good enough for a 128.5, as I believe that's Big Rig going back into the pit, as the Mercedes of Dilsack currently getting started on a flyer. He finished in P11 in last week's race. That is young Vicho coming around to get started on his flyer. Bossman coming around to get started on his flying lap. Go find out where Speed King is. He's currently up on his time, but he chooses to go back in the pit, so he needs to get back in there and get some tires on. Hellmate's time was invalidated. Birdman is a little bit up on his time, but he will go back into the pits. So we are getting close here, folks, as we are now under 3 minutes to go here in the session. Go back up to Gunbuck here. What can he do? He's currently up on his time as he gets himself up to P3. That is a net P8 with a 5-place grid penalty, but that is a good time from the Williams driver there. I believe that's Karab about to come around. Go find out, see what Sinister Al can do. He's currently up on his time. He gets himself up to P10. KD 1997, but his time is invalidated as he will come back into the pit. He will have to try his best to get back out there as fast as he can, as we are now almost close to under 2 minutes to go. But just so you guys know, there is a delay with the timing on the screen, so it might say 2:08 left, but that doesn't mean there's 2:08 left for them currently out there on screen. Feels like did not improve on his time, as I believe that's Publix coming around. Go find Dilsack here, or Bossman. He's getting started. And go back up there to find one of the drivers. Going to show you guys what all tires are on, but mostly everybody here is on softs, as this isn't a track where an alternate strategy is the one to use. What this T&E Hawk does, he definitely, oh wait, no, he was on a flyer, so it is now time to go for T&E Hawk, formerly known as Dilgap. Try and see about those Bickle and Karab. Karab currently, he is massively down on his time, so he's probably going to try and set another lap here. I believe that is Dreamsy currently out there on an outlap going through Spoon. But Dreamsy, let's see how he can do here on his outlap. As I believe Pig is back out there, as it is very busy here going down the straight, but Breezy really needs to get a time on the board. He currently has a Mercedes out in front of him. I believe that's Dilsack, who's more than likely going to come back into the pits, so that shouldn't be a problem for Breezy. Oh, it might be, as Breezy is going to of Dilsack. He's not impeding on his time because see what Speed King can do here, but now it does say that qualifying. Gonna go follow T&E Hawk here. KD was not able to make it, so that is a tough break for KD. 1997, the race winner. So he did not make it back in time. So we're gonna go follow, I believe that's Dreamsy, but his time is invalidated, so he's not going to get a chance. But oh, Icklebickle's very much. I believe that is Karab. What's happened to Karab? Did he spin out or something? I don't know. He might be out of fuel there, but he is in a very peculiar spot. But let's see how Publix can do. Can he get back on the front row to get that AlphaTauri front row? Can he improve on his time? He was only just about 1/100th of a second up on his time there. I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, it is enough as he gets himself up to P3, so it was that much of a difference, and Breezy does get around with the 127.0 as Pig improved on his time with the 125.6. But let's see how Hawk can do. Does Hawk have an answer here for Pig? He's up on his time by at least 2/10. He's definitely going to get himself up into the 25s. He does get himself up into the 25s, but it's not enough, as he will set a 125.8 as he is sitting there at P2. Dilsek had his time invalidated, as most of these guys are, yeah, they are mostly done. There's not going to be any changes whatsoever, but congrats to Snipper Pig getting his third pole here at the Japanese Grand Prix. So congrats to Pig on getting that third pole, that third straight pole here at the Japanese Grand Prix. What a great time. It's only him and TNE Hawk were able to get into the 125, and he's probably feeling very happy with his teammate also up there with him in P3, as we know with Gunbuck, as he currently has a 5-place grid penalty for this race, so that will move the Ickle Bickle up to P4 and everybody up, as that will put him into P9. So what a good qualifying session. Not the best qualifying there from Crew Unity today, but definitely Ickle Bickle has impressed with his time with a 126.4. That is a very respectable time. I gotta say, for the racing points though, that is not what you want to see from them, as they will be starting outside the top 10. So not a good time for either of them. But congrats to Pig here on getting pole. As I'm about to go look, I want to know how many poles that is for him now. I believe that has to be, yeah, that is his 23rd career pole. That is just ridiculous. So please give me a second as I have to take some screenshots for the grid. So I apologize, folks. I will run you guys down through the grid. So we're going to exit out of there. We're going to go get the lobby made for the drivers as well. But yeah, very tough break for the racing points, as they will both be outside of the top 10. Just to let you guys know, next week we will be at the United States Grand Prix. Alrighty, as I'm going to get the grid made for you guys. Give me just a second. I apologize about the blue screen here, folks. But yes, next week we will be at the United States Grand Prix for next week's race. And then we will be coming back. Actually, we will be having a break, as everyone will get the weekend off for Christmas. Also want to say a happy Hanukkah to those who are Jewish, including Publix, who is one of our few Jewish drivers in the league. So happy Hanukkah to him. As give me just a second, guys, as we are going to have a blue screen to get everybody back here. Got one more batch of invites to be sent. Alright, there we go. We got all the invites sent out. Also, just want to say rest in peace to our Stewards Imperial today, who was doing a league race at the Japanese Grand Prix where he had a spin and got taken out. So, want to give a nice rest in peace to our buddy Imperial there. Still waiting on everybody to join back and to be able to get back into the lobby. Still waiting on a couple more drivers to get back in here, as I believe we're missing Speed King is in here, Publix is in here, we are missing, I believe that's Easy Hurricane that we are missing. Gonna send him one more invite. So we're gonna wait on Easy Hurricane to get back into the lobby. But I will go ahead and get the grid made for you guys so we can get that out of the way. But yes, this is Japan. It's a 20, I believe it's 27 laps for a 50% race. Sniffer Pig currently in pole. As that is the 24th career pole. TNA Hawk, who missed last week's race, is now back. As just letting you guys know, Hawk is formerly known as Dilligap. Publix starting in P3. This is a really good start for him. Oh, Preston. Hold on. Gotta do another lobby, boys, as we're having X Breezy. Oh wait, is he back in here? Oh no, he's... Alright guys, I gotta create a new lobby as here. So we gotta do this one last time. Unfortunately, we're having connection issues with a couple of the other drivers. So I apologize for this. As I gotta get the grid made again and get the lobby set up. So I apologize for this. Yeah, Cody's finest. I know. Sebo Pie. Just having issues all around. But X Breezy did qualify, and we want to make sure that he has the chance to race. Trying to get Breezy and waiting for my names to log in. There we go. Looks like Breezy is back in. Okay, that's a good step. Still waiting on everybody to get back in here. Gotta wait for everybody to get into their cars as well so I can make sure and see who all is here. Alright, as soon as we can get everybody back in here, we're still missing quite a few drivers. Missing Dreamzy here, also missing Hellmade. Both of them, the McLarens, need to get into their cars. I apologize about the delay here, folks. I very much apologize about the delay. Karab is in here. We're still waiting on a few others. We're waiting on Dreamzy. I believe Breezy is in here. There's Hellmade. Breezy is restarting his game, it looks like, and we're gonna get Dreamzy back in here as well. I apologize to our viewers about the delay here, folks, as some drivers are having connection issues. We're still waiting on, it looks like Dreamzy we're waiting on, and we're waiting on Ickle Bickle as well. Gonna send him an invite really quick. But yeah, just letting you guys know, next week we are back at the United States Grand Prix. Hold on, where are you at, Ickle? Who are we missing? Now we're missing Big Rig. Alright, so I'm going to get the grid made, and everybody, I apologize, folks, about the delay here. So, we just lost somebody again. Snipper Pig. I need to find out who all is not here. Okay, so Big Rig is here. Still waiting on Breezy to get back in here. I know, boss. I apologize about this delay, guys. Oh yeah, Gumbuck has a 5-place grid penalty, so that will move the Ickle Bickle to P4. Dreamzy in P5. KD 1997 in P6. Speed King. Hurricane in P8. Scumbucked in P9. We don't have time. I got a big rig in 12. Dillsack, Hellmade, Crudity, and Drew U, and that's it. So the grid got made, and it looks like we're gonna miss out on Breezy today. So that is the grid. Let's see, we're gonna give Breezy one last shot here. See if this works. I gotta go. Alright guys, I'm sorry, but Breezy, we will miss out on Breezy today. I'm gonna give everybody the code. To ready up. Unfortunately, we will be missing out on Breezy today, so alright folks, here we go. Telling Breezy that I'm really sorry, but we gotta get going. So here we are folks, Japanese Grand Prix will finally get underway after that long delay. I apologize to all our viewers. A couple of drivers were having internet issues there, as they couldn't get into the lobby at all, so we will be missing out on X Breezy. So hope you guys are ready for this. But pretty much, if Snipperpig wants to win the title, he's going to need a Dreamzy DNF and he has to finish either third or better with the fastest lap. If he does get third and a Dreamzy DNF, that will more than likely do it for him to win the championship for this race. So this is pretty huge for Breezy. We're still waiting on drivers to get their setups on their cars, as they will also be choosing to do their strategies. There shouldn't be too many alternate strategies. Everybody in the top 10 should be starting on soft tires. As we are almost getting there to race time. Here we go, folks. As we are getting there, as we are now awaiting the formation lap, as the formation lap has started. So here we go. as we can now finally get the Japanese Grand Prix to start, as Drew Yu just got disqualified, as I believe there was an issue with Big Rig there, as I believe he left. Oh no, Big Rig is not starting in the right spot, so that is not good, as we've had too much time left off. But I'm going to read you guys down the grid. I want to get the tires situated for you guys. Here we go. Alright, let's run you down the grid. As Snapperpig will be starting on pole today in P1, looking to close out his title chances today. TNE Hawk, formerly known as Dilgap, as he will be starting in P2. Yeah, as I believe Big Rig is in the, he's not in the correct, oh my gosh, he's not in the correct spot. Alrighty, so guys, we gotta do a restart. I apologize for all of this. We gotta do a restart. I apologize, folks. So we are restarting this race as drivers were not in the right spot. I put Big Rig in the right spot, but I guess when he left, you know, it put him back in, you know, back in last. So as we will now, I apologize, folks, for the delay. This is unreal. So hopefully we can get everybody back in here. But yeah, unfortunately with internet issues and everything like that and all of that, just we're unfortunately getting some problems going on, and we had a driver in the wrong spot. I put him in the right spot, but I didn't see that he left. And hopefully we can get X Breezy in this lobby as well. Alrighty, as soon as we can get we're missing a racing point, as we're missing Bossman. Alright guys. I'm gonna get the grid made, going to wait for, I sent Breezy the invites, but this will be the final time that we will do a new lobby or anything. This is the last chance that we will have to get this right. So Snipper Pig in first, Publix in second, actually T&E Hawk in second. Let's see, Gunbuck had the 5th-place grid penalty. Bickles in 4th. Dreamsy will be in 5th. Gunbuck in 9th. He had the 5th-place grid penalty. And it looks like Breezy was able to get back in here. Unsure. Nope. Didn't look like he did. Darn. Try and get Breezy one last time. See if we can get Breezy in one last time. Yep, looks like, oh wow. Alright, we gotta start without him. Hold on, who did we just lose? Hold on, no, we just lost KD. Hold on, nope. We just lost KD. If we can get KD in here. Oh my gosh, this game, guys, I apologize. This game is unreal. Where was KD on the grid? So he will be starting in 6th. All right, final time. Let's make sure everything is set up right. Yes, everything is right. Here we go, final restart right here. Everybody is in their right spot. Oh, Breezy is in. Let me get him in his right spot. He's right behind Rig. Wow, did he get in? Breezy is texting me relentlessly how excited he is that he finally got in. All right, we finally got everybody in. Hopefully this is it. I am so sorry. How long was that delay? That had to be at least a record of the longest delay I've ever had in my whole entire life. At least 27 minutes. 27 minutes between qualifying and the race. That is a record, folks, for the longest delay that we've ever had. That is not a number that I'm a big fan of. Next week at the United States Grand Prix, we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen. again, but then again, code masters don't know what to do with them at times. So once again, I am so sorry. But man, 27-minute delay. Gosh, alright, let's finally do it, folks. Let's finally get this under control. Alrighty. So, just like I said, Pig won here in Season 1, as Honos won it in Season 2. The podiums in Season 1 was Space Hero and Sinister Owl. As Season 2, it was also Honos, Pig, and Dreamzy that rounded out the podium spots. Hopefully we have no issues. Here we go. Formation lap is on. I once again apologize, folks. That was the longest delay that we've ever had here in the UDL. So, one more time, let's run you down the grid. Hopefully for the only time that I will have to be doing this. This is the last time. So, let's run you guys down the grid. So, the pole winner, Pig, is on pole. Teeny Hawk, formerly known as Dilligap. He missed last week's race. He is back today, starting in P2. Snipper Pig's teammate, Publix, after finishing in 4th in last week's race, he will be starting in P3. The Ickle Bickle, making his UDL race debut, will be starting in P4. Dreamzy, who finished in P3 in last year's Japanese Grand Prix, who needs to make sure that he does finish better than Pig if he wants to keep his title hopes alive. He will be starting in P5. Katie, 1997, last week's race winner at the Singapore GP, starting in P6. Speed King will be starting in P7. Hurricane will be starting in P8. Gunbuck qualified in P4, but thanks to the 5-place grid penalty, he will be starting in P9. Sinister Owl will be starting in P10. Karab will be starting in P11. I Got a Big Rig will be starting in P12. X Breezy will be able to start this race as he will be starting in P13. So he will finally get a chance to start in this race. Bossman starting in P14. Kill the Birdman will be starting in P15. Young Vita will be starting in P16. Dillsack starting in P17. Hellmate starting in P18. Crudity, who is making his UDL race debut, starting in P19. As Drew Yu, who did not get a single time on the board, will be starting in P20. That is your grid. So here we go, folks. We are almost close to race time. I am excited as we will finally get this race started. Finally. So here we go as we will get this race underway. Finally, after 29 minutes of a delay. It's never been that long. But we are finally here, folks, as the Japanese Grand Prix will finally get underway. Everyone is in their spots. The lights are on, but when the lights go out, that doesn't mean that we are underway just yet. You can hear those engines revving up, and it is go as the F1 Japanese Grand Prix is underway as Snipper Pig gets off to a bad start. Hawk gets into the lead as his teammate Publix gets out into P2, and Ickle Bickle sends it down the inside. We already have a yellow. Oh, it's Sinister Owl who is out into the wall, but Sinister Owl has spun. Down through the S's they go. Watch out as maybe drivers can spin out here, but Hawk is currently in the lead as he took advantage of that poor start from Pig. Looking good so far. This is another tough corner. We have a bunch of spin outs here, but looks like it's so far so good. Hawk so far currently in the lead right now as he is sitting in P1 as he was able to take advantage of the poor start from Pig. but Pig only fell all the way down to P3. Ickle Bickle doing alright so far in his first start as he currently in P4. Bossman and Karab are fighting it out for P10. As through Spoon they go down the straight. As Hawk holds a pretty nice lead. Looks like Publix may have had the better third sector there. Through the final chicane they go, the most famous one. As we have now completed a lap here. So if you're starting on the softs, you are going to look at pitting on lap 10 or lap 11. Got some spots moving on as Gunbuck and Hurricane fighting it out for P8 as it looks like Hurricane was able to get out in front of Gunbuck there, but Gunbuck was able to get around as Hurricane went wide as Gunbuck retakes P8. Looking pretty good so far. Ickle Bickle holding himself pretty well there. So far, so good as we go through the Dagner. Second one. But Hawk still holds a lead. It's very important to hold the lead on the very first lap here. But with the ERS change compared to last year, it's going to be very interesting to see how they will able to hold their ERS, because this track is not very kind to ERS management, I would say, especially on the newer game. 8927 holding well up here in P6. But so far so good. As everybody's kind of getting a little bit spread out here, just to let everybody know there is no rain forecasted in this race, as we are not projecting any rain. Gunbuck looks like he's getting very close to possibly make a move on Speed King here for P7. Great camera view of the drivers going through the first turn. Is it Young Vicho looks like he just made a move on Drew Yu there. Drew Yu started in P20, already up to P15, so good job there by the Williams. But Hawk already building up a nice lead, almost up to a whole entire second. Ickle Bickle also doing a good job in his first race. He's holding pretty well there up into P4. I'm just letting you guys know, with the Japanese Grand Prix, there's not a lot of spots here there's not a lot of good areas to pass, so that is something to keep in mind, as trying to find a place to pass on this track is very hard to pull off. Oh, as we look, Dreezy may have had an issue as he's getting past. Mavesy has fallen all the way down to P8. That is not good for him. As Pig looking like he got a move done on his teammate Publix there, as yes, he has taken P2 away from his teammate. So Pig currently up to P2. Oh my gosh, they are racing so close here. Hurricane looks like he's going to go for a move down the inside of King there, but it doesn't look like he's able to make it. But Bossman and Breezy battling out. Oh, as Bossman collects, as Breezy collects Bossman there as he got loose. As Bossman, I'm sure, is not going to be very happy about that. He will more than likely have it be looked at by the stewards. Big Rig is also into the pits as he goes on to the soft tires, maybe for a wing change there. But just letting y'all know that that move by Pig on Publix has definitely allowed Hawk to get away there. But lots of action going on there, especially with the DRS train where Dreamsy got a little bit loose. Oh, we have a yellow. It looks like it's Burger. It's Birdman who has got around. He is all the way down to P19. So Birdman has spun out as he is now all the way down to P19. Here they come down the straight. I'm going to be watching these gaps here to see. It looks like Karab is getting pretty close to possibly think about making a move on Hurricane here. As he is now down to at least under 3 tenths. He lost a lot of time there as Breezy right now going to be like a shark in the water. Oh, and it looks like Publix might be thinking about a move. No, as he stays. But let's see, Breezy, he's just a little bit too far to try and get a move done. That is a great camera angle, just showing how fast these cars are. As Helmade gets around his teammate, Young Vicho there for P12. As Sinister Owl looks like he was able to get a move on Dilsack there. As, yeah, Birdman looks like he took some damage to his car as he is into the pits to get a new front wing. But Hawk already building a nice lead between him and Pig. KD hunting down the back of Gunbuck there. Gunbuck, who got the 5-place grid penalty, sent him back all the way down to P9, currently all the way up there to P5. So looking good so far for the Williams there. As the Williams, they have their goal of trying to pass the Mercedes in the constructors as they are currently in last place. The KD 1997 looks like he's going to be under attack by Breezy here. The word is that these two might be teammates next year, so that is something to watch for. As in the rumor mill, it is projected that Breezy might take KD with the second pick, but never pick. Currently falling there to Dilligap to Hawk, but Publix doesn't have enough to try and get a move done. But Dreamsy still currently unable to get a move on KD 1997 here. It's so hard to find a chance to pass. Looks like Sinister Owl has gone for a move on Trinity there to get out in front in P16. So good job there for Sinister Owl. Going to try and find the battles here, but so far so good. As Ickle Bickle in his first ever race, very impressive. He is holding pretty well. Don't know what happened to Publix there, as he has lost a bunch of time out to his teammates. Don't know what happened there, if he possibly got loose coming out of the Danger turns, as that has now allowed Ickle Bickle to get into that DRS range. We also did miss a pass on the screen, as Bossman was able to get around Young Vicho there. Only 1, 2, 3 drivers out there on the medium tires as Big Rig. I mean, as we saw about 4 drivers that started out on the medium tires. But currently right now there's only 4 drivers out there on track with the medium tires. Ickle Bickle trying to get into that DRS range of Publix here. He will get the DRS. So far, so good for Hawk as he is holding himself up pretty well. KD trying to go for the attack on Gunbuck there. Gunbuck goes defensive, holds him out pretty well. As Young Vicho is now into the pits. Don't know if he suffered any wing damage there. As it looks like, yeah, they will be replacing the front wing of Young Vicho as he is putting on the hard tires. Breezy trying to hunt down Karab here. Oh, what happened? Is KD? Oh, as Breezy collects KD 1997. How unfortunate. Oh, and KD gets a drive-through penalty for a severe collision there as he picked up X-Breezy there. But KD spun out and X-Breezy, unfortunate for him. Oh, as he gets into Bossman there. Don't know what's going on with KD 1997. And Bossman, I'm sure, is not happy about that. But that's what allows Sinister Owl to get a move on Bossman there. Bossman, and knowing Breezy as he has damage to the front of that car, he must be fuming there as he got caught out. As it looks like it's going to be Helmade going to go for a move here. I hope Breezy does the right thing and doesn't provide too much issues for Helmade there, as he has a lot of damage on that car. Go back up to Speed King here. But yeah, KD 1997 picked up a drive-through penalty there for the collision with Breezy. As Breezy is going to have to go into the pits. What a day. not a good day for the Racing Point team as it has fallen apart for him as Katie goes in for his drive-through penalty. How unfortunate. Oh! Publix is into the wall. Publix is into the wall. So unfortunate as Publix has spun out as well. So we have multiple drivers spinning out. Publix, who was sitting in third place, has now fallen all the way down to P9. So Publix is now all the way down to P9. I don't think there's any damage on the car. It doesn't look like he has any. But how unfortunate for him. Oh, as Breezy spun. Breezy is definitely spun out after coming out of the pits. The hard tires just was not. Those are some cold tires. As I will say, coming out of those pits, I had a similar incident in season 1 where I put on a new set of tires and cold tires, especially on a track where the clouds are out. It is very tough to get some to get heat into those tires. But hey, Ickle Bickle in his first ever UDL race, currently sitting in P3. So if he keeps it up so far, Bossman and Drew U battling it out for P12 as Bossman was able to get around the Williams of Drew U there. Drew U currently sitting in P13 as Bossman gets around him. As he's had some unfortunate luck as he got clipped by Breezy there at the beginning of the race. And then he also kind of got caught with KD 1997, which allowed Sinister Owl to get the move done. So far, no spin outs here. We are now on lap 9. Pretty soon, that pit window will be opening up for all of these soft tire runners. Following Karab here now as he's currently sitting in P8, trying to find for any move that he can get on Easy Hurricane, but man, looks like KD 1997 got the win in last week's race at the Singapore Grand Prix as he had a spin. So how just not a good day for him as after getting his first win of the year, his second career win, he is now currently down to last place as he's going to probably be praying for a safety car to come out to save any chance he has in this race. Rob trying to go on the attack here of Hurricane. Yes, the pit window is now open for the majority of the soft tire runners. Rob looking for a move. Oh, it's getting dicey between them, but Hurricane holds as he's still in P7. So good defending there. Got a good battle here in the back between Crudity, Drew U. Oh, and Crudity kind of goes down low as he's trying to get out in front of Drew U there to take P13. We're going to be seeing a bunch of battles here in the back with some of the drivers having the issues that they are having in this race. But Speed King is still underneath a second behind Dreamsy there. We have Birdman and Breezy fighting it out. Hopefully nothing happens there, but Birdman is on the better tires as he's on the medium tires compared to Breezy's hards. Spencer Owl hunting down, but we know that it's the pit window open. We're going to see what does Hawk do here. He's been the leader for the majority of the race. Does Pig choose the pit? Yes. So Pig does choose the pit. Going to try and see if he can get the undercut done as Ickle Bickle also goes into the pits, as Gunbuck also goes into the pits. Does Hurricane choose the pit? No, so both Alfa Romeos stay out. Pig throws on the medium tires. Gunbuck goes in. What's he going to do? He's going to throw the medium tires on as Ickle Bickle also throws on the medium tires. Looks like Bossman is coming to pit as he will put on the hard tires to try and finish this race out as Crudity. Oh, as we have a yellow. Oh, is that his Pig? That is Pig! He is around. Pig has been spun. Don't know if it was the cold tires or not, but Pig is around. This is a huge break for Hawk here, as Pig was trying to get the undercut done to try and get out in front of the Ferrari, but Pig has spun it. Pig has spun it. Don't know what exactly happened to him there, but how unfortunate for Pig there. But Pig is around. That is huge, as that will be a huge lifesaver for Hawk, formerly known as Dilligap. But Hawk right now currently in a great spot. We also have a yellow. Oh, is that Breezy? Yeah, that is Breezy. Don't know if Breezy and Birdman, it looks like they got into each other. This race has gone from bad to worse for Breezy. How unfortunate it is for him. But yeah, Hawk is into the pits. Hawk is into the pits. As he kind of don't have to worry about a whole lot, as he knows that he is in the driver's seat for the win. Don't know if anyone is close enough. Dreamsy is into the pits. Looks like Karawa's getting a new wing or something. But Publix is into the pits as well, as he puts on a new set of tires. Let's see, does Hawk have any issues coming out of the pits? So far, so good. But we're going to see if some of these drivers, but Pig is going to have to, this race has not gone well for Pig or Publix, as that party is probably not having the time of their life except for Hawk. Yeah, just bad days all around for a bunch of these guys. But Dreamsy is out on the medium tires. Only a few guys haven't pitted yet, as that is Dilsack, Hellmade, and Hurricane. They have not pitted, but right now Hawk is in the driver's spot. He is in the driver's seat, possibly in line for a win, so that is something to watch for. Hellmade currently chasing down the Renault of Hellmade here, so Bickle definitely wants to make sure that he doesn't have any mistakes. But Pig currently hunting down the Red Bull there of Speed King. Not something you would normally see, as he's currently down in a net 3, 4, 5, 6. He's currently in a net P6. Looks like Hurricane has now pitted. So as Hellmade has also gone into the pits. Yeah, so Hellmade has also gone into the pits. Dreamsy hunting down Dilsack here, as that will be an easy move to make, as Dilsack will not defend, as he knows that is not his race. But Snipper Pig was able to clear out Hurricane there. Looks like Hellmade's coming out, as he will go out onto the hard tires. But now Dilsack is going to be feeling the pressure from a lot of these guys, as he is the only one who has not gone into the pits. As Dilsack trying to get a good finish, as he finished in P11 in last week's race. Oh, as we have a yellow. We have a yellow somewhere. Don't know who. Oh, or it may have just been a lag or something. But we're waiting on Speed King to see if he can try and make a move on Dilsack. As Dilsack feeling the pressure. We also have a yellow. It looks like that Drew Yu who has spun around in the S's. I see it on my screen on the map here. But Speed King is trying his best, yeah, as Dilsack finally goes into the pits, but this safety car has come out. A safety car has come out, as Dilsack has got a 5-second time penalty for speeding into pit lane, but Drew Yu has wrecked out, so a safety car has come out. This could be a lifesaver for so many drivers like KD, Breezy, Publix, Pig. This is huge, as many drivers are going into the pits now to take advantage of the safety car. as Big Rig has gone into the pits, so this could save a bunch of drivers' races. KD 1997 goes into the pits. I have to imagine Breezy is going into the pits as well. Bossman gets a 5-second time penalty for severe collision with Sinister Al. Don't know what happened there. But this is huge as Hawk. He had a big lead in this race. He has to be absolutely gutted knowing that he had a 10-second lead in this race. Helmade gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under pit lane. So Helmade will have to take a drive-through. Once the safety car goes in, he has to do it in the next 3 green laps after the safety car has gone in. Don't know, most of these drivers, I don't think they will have to pit, as they already just pitted, and this safety car did just come out not too long after they've already made their pit stops. So yeah, I don't think a bunch of these guys are going to have to pit. But it looks like Hawk is now caught up to the safety car. But how about this? Ickle, currently in P2. This is his first ever race. This is his first ever UDL F1 Series race, as he is currently sitting in P2. As Gunbuck as well. Gunbuck was supposed to start in P4, but he had the 5th-place grid penalty that sent him all the way down to P9, but he has taken advantage of a lot of the drivers' misfortunes like Pig and Dreamzy and Publix but currently all the way up to P3, as Dreamzy currently up into P4, Speed King in P5. But yeah, let's run you down a nice little recap of the race. Sinister Al, he had some problems on the first lap as he got spun going into turn 1, as Breezy ended up taking Bossman out with him. Then there was a spin by Dreamzy coming out of Spoon that kind of sent him back down the order a bit, but he has recovered currently up to P4, as Publix, who was in P3, he got around coming out of the who spun himself out of the S section, didn't take any damage as he fell all the way down to P9, and Pig, who was trying to make the undercut work. He was trying to make the undercut work as he pitted a lap before Hawk, spun coming out of pit lane in one of the biggest developments in the race. Also, KD 1997, who was in P6 earlier in this race, he also spun around in the S section. He collected X Breezy, as X Breezy took a lot of damage to his car. But let's run you down the grid so far. Hawk, who had a 10-second lead, that has now evaporated thanks to the safety car. Bickle currently in P2, Gunbuck in P3, Dreamzy in P4, Speed King currently in P5, Pig all the way down in P6, Hurricane in P7, Karab in P8. Oh man. Knowing the history between Karab and Publix, as these two guys don't like each other very much, as Publix will have to start with Karab in front of him. Dillsack will restart in P10. Sinister Al will be restarting in P11. Big Rig got a big break as he will be starting in P12. Helmade will be starting in P13, but he also has a drive-through that he will have to take in the next 3 green flag laps. Young Vicho in P14, KD, the race winner from Singapore, currently in P15, Bossman in P16, X Breezy in P17, Crudity in P18, and Birdman in P19. As we know, Drew Yu will be out of this race as he wrecked out. so that is your grid for right now of when we finally get back under green flag conditions. And just to let you guys know, as next week will be the United States Grand Prix live from Austin, Texas at the Circuit of the Americas. Then right after that, we will be taking a break for Christmas. Then after that, we will be heading to the Mexican GP, and then our final race, the Brazilian GP, on January 10th. The safety car is coming in on this lap. The safety car will be coming in. So green flag will come out here. The green flag will come out. Hawk getting the driver started. The safety car is in the pit, so they are allowed to race, folks. Green flag is back out for the Japanese Grand Prix. See if anybody can get a move on. It looks like so far, no, but Gunbuck is now chasing the McLaren. Young Vicho gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. Sorrell was able to get in front of Dilsack there. But Hawk already up to a 1.2 second lead. So let's see how Gunbuck can do here as he is chasing down the McLaren of Bickle, who is making his UDL F1 debut in today's race. So far, so good. What does Gunbuck do? It doesn't look like he's going to go for a move. But this is a lifesaver for a driver like Pig, as he will have to try his best to get back up there, as he currently is sitting in P6. Publix chasing down Karab. They will be going down the straight here. It looks like Big Rig. Oh, as Big Rig and Dilsack are around. As it looks like Hellmate is a part of it, but Big Rig has been sent around. How unfortunate for him. Don't know whose fault that was. It looks like they were both battling it out, but I'm sure Big Rig will send in that clip. Wow, so much has gone on. What a very eventful Japanese Grand Prix we are having today, folks. Looks like Bossman was able to get out in front of his teammate there. As, yeah, Hellmate is into the pits, but I imagine that will be taking his drive-through. Or is he actually pitting? Yeah, he's doing a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. Looks like Pig is starting to get close to Speed King here, but he's going to have to wait. There is not a lot of good moves here to make it pass. Oh, it looks like Crudity is around. Crudity has spun out. Almost looked like a reset the track, so we will have to take a look back at that. Oh, as Pig looks like he's going for a move here soon. But Dilsack X-Breezy battling it out with Birdman there, or no, Birdman is under blue flag. But KD 1997 looks like he was able to get around young Vicho there. Go back to Pig here as he's getting really close there. He's trying to look for a move down the inside of King there, but that's going to cost him a lot of time. DRS is now enabled as we have 9 laps to go in this race. Will Pig look for a move here on King? Looks like he's not going to go for a move there. But Publix and Crab, they're still battling it out there. But Hawk maintaining a good lead there. But Gunbuck has lost out on some time to Ickle there. Yeah, he's lost out on a bunch of time as Crudity has gone into the pits as he has retired from the race. So Crudity is in his first race is out. Not a good debut for Crudity at all. Hoping to get drafted for season 4. But this is a battle to watch right now. We also have another yellow. Is that Birdman there? Yes, that is Birdman who has spun around. This has not been his day. This has not been a day for Birdman to remember. The Pig hunting down the back of the Red Bull of Speed Team there against the Canadian driver. He is right there. Is he going to go for a move? He's going down the outside. It looks like he can clear him. He does clear him as he will get himself up to P5. As I know Drimsby is probably not very happy about that. Breezy was able to get out in front of Dill back there for P14. But Publix is getting close to Karab here. Looks like he will go down the inside. As he does, he gets down the inside as he will take P8 from Karab. So Publix gets himself up into P8. What a race, wow. 8 laps to go in the Japanese Grand Prix. But yes, Team Mihawk currently the race leader in this race with Bickle in P2 and Gunbuck in P3. Gunbuck trying to get the first ever podium of his career, and so is Bickle, who is in his first ever UDL F1 Series race. So we have 2 drivers who are currently trying to get their first ever podiums in the UDL F1 Series, as that is so nice to have when you can finally get a podium to your name. But Speed's team starting to lose the speed there to Pig, as Hurricane is now chasing him down, but Gunbuck chasing down the McLaren of Bickle here. Gonna have to see what Gunbuck can do, if he can try and get a move. It looks like he just lost out on some time. Don't think a move will be imminent coming to get that P2 spot. Hurricane chasing down the Red Bull of King here. King goes defensive. Good job from King here to take the defensive line going into turn 1, as he will probably sacrifice some time. Young Vicho and Bossman battling it out. It looks like Bossman was able to clear him out. Oh, but Speed King is around. I don't know if he got loose there or what, but Speed King is around. Speed King is around. Don't know what happened there. But that is not good news for King at all. But Pig trying to get down. Oh, and it looks like Bickle and Gunbuck trying to make the move. And he does make the move through 130R. What a move by Gunbuck. I don't know what's... Wait. Something is going on my screen there. Don't know what exactly happened, but Bickle, it said I apologize, folks. It said that Gunbuck was going for a move there, but I guess not. Don't know what happened, but yeah, I don't know what happened. But Dreamzy trying to hunt down Gunbuck here, trying to take his first podium away, as Gunbuck desperately wants to get a podium next to his name. Oh no! Bickle has left the session. Not good for him. He has left the session. Just like what happened to me in last year's race. Just like what happened to me in last year's race where he lagged out. Oh, as Gunbuck is around. He collects the AI. He has collected the AI of Bickle there. Gunbuck, how unfortunate for him, he has collected the AI there of Bickle. As now they will be dealing with the AI car. Oh no, that AI is going to cause some fits, as both of these drivers have ran into the back of the as they have ran into the back. This AI is creating some problems here, folks. This is going to get dicey. Down the inside, but this might allow a move here by Pig, as these guys are desperately trying to get out in front of the AI cars. There is some carnage going on, but that's going to allow Publix to get around. That allows Pub to get around Hurricane there. And it looks like Pig is going to try and go for a move. It's not there. How? That is some bad luck there for Ickle Bickle and Gunbuck there, as Ickle Bickle has lagged out of this race, but Gunbuck and KD battling it out. Wow. Bear with me, folks, as I'm going to try and get him back into this race to let him finish. I apologize, folks. I'm going to try and get him back into this race. All right, we are back, folks. We are back. I apologize about that, as I had to try, but how unfortunate for Ickle Bickle and Gunbuck. Both of them were in line to look like that they were going to get their first ever podiums in the UDL F1 series. They were both in line to get their first ever podiums in the UDL F1 series for Gunbuck and Ickle Bickle, who in his first ever race, he has impressed everybody with his pace today. So even though he might finish outside the top 10, I hope no one uses that against him, as he was running a great race today. How unfortunate for him, as he has fallen all the way back down to P15, and Breezy has lagged out as well. Breezy has lagged out. So much has happened to KD right now, under attack from Speed King here. But keep in mind, this is the championship fight between Dreamzy and Pig here. Dreamzy almost gets a little bit loose there. But Pig, after having his spin out, coming out of the pits, is now back in the podium spot. But if Dreamzy doesn't have a DNF in this race, Pig title chances, he will not win the title in this race. So far, so good, and it looks like Publix might be thinking about a move here. And it looks like he is, yeah. He go down the inside as he has passed his teammate Pig. He has passed his teammate Pig. But here comes Hawk, as Hawk just set the fastest lap of the race. Hawk is moving really fast right now. He has some blistering speed here at the Japanese GP. Gonna look at the biggest winners and losers here, as Ickle Bickle has lost out on 13 spots, but the biggest mover of the race has been Carrabber. He started in P11 and he's currently up to P6. But gotta say, I am absolutely heartbroken for both Gunbuck and Ickle Bickle there, as they were both in line for a podium finish, as Ickle Bickle lagged out of the race. But as Sebelpie just brought this up, this might be a point where Pig and Dreamzy did run into the back of each other when they were dealing with the AI. So that might have been a team order in play, where Pig allowed Publix in front to allow Publix to go for a move on Dreamzy here to take P2 away. He is hunting him down. Will he go for it? Will he go for it? As Hawk just, again, sets another fastest lap of the race. They are keeping it pretty clean here. 2 laps to go here in the Japanese Grand Prix. Let's see, can Publix get himself up to P2? Can he get himself around Dreamzy? We don't know if there's possible damage on Dreamzy's car from hitting the back of Publix. Dreamsy is losing out on a bunch of time to Hawk here. But what a day for Publix and Pig to recover from both of their spinouts today. And they are currently up there to P3 and P4. And Dreamsy as well, who had an issue earlier in the race, holding pretty well there in P2. But that's also thanks to Gunbuck and Bickle having the issues that they had in this race. But as we are getting pretty close, as we are now going to start the final lap of this race. Karab is going to look for a move on Hurricane here. He tries to go down the outside of Hurricane, but couldn't get the move to stick. But Publix, he's not quite there yet. Yeah, he is not there to try any bit of a move. Karab trying to send it down the inside of Hurricane there, is not able to pull it off. But Hurricane holds well in P5. Dreamsy trying to fend off the AlphaTauris here to keep his title chances alive. Holding them off pretty well here. Karab and Hurricane also fighting for P5 as Karab, he desperately wants to get a top 5 finish today, as that would be huge for his confidence. But Publix is getting really close to Dreamsy here. This is the final lap, so he needs to get a move on. But we're going to go back up to Hawk here, as he is not going to try anything. After so many times where he could have had a race win, constant spinouts at Austria, Spa, Monza, so many spinouts today. He doesn't have a spinout today, as the number 88 car of Hawk will take the win at the Japanese Grand Prix for the second win ever of his career. Dreamsy comes around as he will take P2, as Publix will take P3, Pig comes around in P4, Hurricane in P5, as Karab will take P6, Sinister Owl will take P7, but because of the time penalty, Gunbuck will take P7, King in P8, Owl goes all the way down to P9, KD finishes in P10. But what a day for TNE Hawk here. He doesn't have a spin out in today's race after so many spin outs where he had a chance to possibly win the race at Hungary and Austria and Spa and Monza. He missed last week's race, but this time around he doesn't have a spin out today. He was absolutely the best driver of this race, led all 27 laps, as he will win the Japanese Grand Prix in the number 88 Ferrari. What a day for TNE Hawk, formerly known as Dilligaf. What a day for him, and what a day for Dreamsy as well. After some tough finishes for him, he will get himself up to P2. What a day for him, as he will finally get back on the podium spot after not being on the podium since the British Grand Prix where he won, as Publix will now get his second podium in a row. Actually, no, he gets back on the podium step after finishing P3 at the Austrian GP. What a day it was for TNE Hawk. Bear with me, folks, as I need to take some screenshots of the grid. But what a day this was for TNE Hawk, and absolutely heartbreaking for Gunbuck and Bickle, who for the longest time after the safety car were in P2 and P5, in P2 and P3, as Bickle, he lagged out, so it was his AI out there on the track, and then Gunbuck, who was very impatient, was trying to get around. Unfortunately, he spun out, but he was able to salvage a points finish and finish in P7. But I just want to say once again, congrats to TNE Hawk Dale Lagaffe for getting a win. He has finally turned it around. What a race that was. That was a very eventful and chaotic race. So many top drivers had spins and everything, so what a day. But congrats to TNE Hawk, as that will do it for us, folks, for the Japanese Grand Prix. Next week, folks, we will be at the United States Grand Prix in Austin, Texas, at the Circuit of the Americas. So that will be the next race, and then we will have a Christmas break. Then on January 3rd, we are back at the Mexican GP, and then the final race of the Season 3 calendar, we will be at the Brazilian GP, folks. So that will do it for the UDL F1 series today, after everything that has happened with the long delay and all the chaos that has happened in this race. We are signing off here from Suzuka, Japan. I am Pecan36, as ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for enjoying the stream, and we hope you guys are back next week for the United States Grand Prix. Good night, folks.